Imagine this. It's 3 a.m. The world sleeps, but you're wide awake, heart pounding against the silence. No notifications, no distractions, just you, raw and exposed, wrestling shadows that whisper, you're alone, you're not enough. Feel that chill? That knot in your gut? It's not defeat, it's the forge. The fire where legends are hammered into steel. What if I told you that exact ache birthed Tesla, relativity, and empires from nothing? Stick with me. In the next 9 minutes, we'll dive into Solitude's brutal gift. How it shattered 3 souls, then rebuilt them unbreakable. By the end, you'll crave your next alone hour. Ready? Let's step into the void. But first, why does isolation hit like a storm? Because society sells connection as cure-all. Scroll feeds, chase likes, drown in noise. Yet science screams otherwise. Harvard studies show 30% of adults now report chronic loneliness, spiking anxiety 50%. It's epidemic. And in that epidemic, opportunity. Solitude isn't punishment, it's the hidden accelerator. Today, we unpack it through real firewalkers, Elon Musk's midnight marathons, Einstein's thought exile, and a barista who turned quiet nights into $1 million app. Feel the pull? Good. We're diving deep. Welcome to the Shadows, Warrior. If you're grinding through a 9-to-5 fog, rebuilding after heartbreak, or just scrolling for that spark, this is your map. We're not skimming surface pep talks. No. This long-form deep dive strips bare how enforced alone time, the kind that terrifies, rewires your brain for genius. Neuroplasticity kicks in, dopamine surges from self-won insights, cortisol drops as you reclaim control. Backed by Yale research, solitary reflection boosts problem-solving 40%. We'll journey 3 arcs: Musk's rocket-fueled isolation, Einstein's universe-bending silence, and Sarah's everyday alchemy, a single mom who coded her escape. Each teaches a tool you apply tonight. Pause here. Grab a notebook. Jot one fear solitude stirs in you. We'll crush it by close. Let's ignite. Picture Hawthorne, California, 2018. Factory lights flicker like dying stars. Elon Musk, world's richest recluse, hunches over a workbench at 2 a.m. No team, no calls, just him, a prototype battery, and the echo of his own breaths. Feel the metallic tang in the air, the weight of $40 billion on his shoulders, yet he's utterly, terrifyingly alone. Why? Because crowds dilute fire. Musk's ritual, 100-hour weeks laced with monk mode, days vanished into silence, no wife, no kids, just code and cosmos. He calls it sleeping on the factory floor. But here's the shift that changes everything. That isolation birthed reusable rockets. Falcon 9 didn't launch from boardrooms. It screamed from one man's midnight doubts turned defiant sketches. Lean in, Musk's early days. South African kid bullied, books his only bunker. At 12, he coded a game solo, sold it for $500. Fast forward, PayPal, SpaceX, near bankrupt. 2008 crash, divorcing, sleeping in office, alone, utterly. He stared at failure's abyss, felt its cold breath on his neck. Then, pivot. Used solitude to simulate 10,000 failures in his mind. Result? Starship prototypes that now eye Mars. Immersive truth. Feel your pulse quicken? That's Musk's alchemy, turning isolation's knife twist into thrust. He says, work like hell. If others holiday, let them. But alone? That's where hell becomes heaven. Now your tool from this blaze, the void hour. Tonight, lock the door, no phone. Sit with one problem, that stalled project, unspoken dream. Let silence scream. Scribble wild fixes. Musk did. His brain mapped neural links unseen in chaos. Studies from Stanford echo. Solitary ideation spikes creativity 35%. Question for you. What's your factory floor? That side hustle gathering dust? Claim it. Feel the spark? Hold it. We're not done forging. But genius isn't born in boardrooms. Shift to Vienna, 1905. A patent clerk, shadows lengthening on yellowed walls. Zurich, turn of century. A 26-year-old Albert Einstein rows a rented boat on Lake Zurich. Oars slicing mist like unanswered questions. No colleagues, no debates. Just water lapping, mind adrift. Hear the ripple? Smell the damp earth? This wasn't leisure, it was exile. Fired from academia, rejected by journals, Einstein was society's outlier. Wife distant, job mundane. Loneliness, a thunderhead. Yet in that boat's cradle, EMC2 ignited. Not from lectures, from solitude's unfiltered gaze. Immerse deeper. Feel the ore blisters? That's the price. Einstein's happy thought experiments. Hours lost in imagined elevators, free-falling through space-time. Alone, his violin hummed relativity's rhythm, strings vibrating, truths crowds muffled. 1905's miracle year? 4 papers upending physics, all from a man who walked Vienna streets muttering to ghosts. He wrote, "I live in that solitude which is painful, but yields great riches." Painful? Yes, like lungs burning mid-climb. But the summit? Universe unlocked. Here's the gear shift. Isolation amplifies intuition. Modern echo. fMRI scans show solitary rumination lights up default mode network. Birthplace of breakthroughs. Einstein's tool. Gedanken. Thought experiments. Yours? Mirror it. Close eyes. Visualize your elevator, that career trap, health hurdle. Drop it weightless. What bends? New angles emerge. He turned rejection's sting into Nobel gold. You? That overlooked idea. Let silence polish it diamond sharp. Pause. Breathe the lake air in your mind. What's bending in your world? Scribble it. Feel the expansion? That's Einstein whispering, solitude isn't void, it's velocity. But theorems are cosmic. What about ground-level grit? Transition to a rainy Seattle apartment, 2019. A barista named Sarah, coffee steam curling like unanswered prayers. Seattle, gray skies pressing like unpaid bills. Sarah, 32, single mom, wipes counters at a corner cafe. 4 a.m. shift ends, toddler sleeps. She collapses into a thrift store chair, laptop's blue glow her lone lantern. Hear the fridge hum, smell the stale coffee. This is her arena, not arenas, but ache. Divorced, debt-drowned, dreams deferred. Friends faded. Isolation a shroud. Yet in those thief hours, fingers flew. Coding an app. ShiftSync for gig workers juggling chaos. No mentors, no funding. Just her, shadows, and code compiling in the quiet. Feel the keyboard clack? That's defiance. Months blurred, debugging till dawn, tears blurring screens. Loneliness clawed. Am I invisible? But here's the thunderclap. Solitude clarified. Crowds confused. Alone, vision sharpened. Beta tested on barista buddies. Pivot after pivot, born in silence. Launch day 2022. 10,000 downloads week 1. Now, $1 million exit. Sarah's mantra whispered to her reflection. Shadows hide strength. From eclipse to empire. Your takeaway, dawn draft. Post-bedtime, 1 hour, no judgment. Build your app. Resume tweak, poem plan. Sarah's brain, per psych-lit, harnessed incubation. Restful isolation brewing solutions. Result, 200% productivity leap per her TEDx talk. Immersive call. Feel your chair creak? That's your forge firing. What's your sync? Claim it now. We've traversed voids, Musk's factory echoes, Einstein's watery whispers, Sarah's rainy resolve. Each isolation, a crucible. Feel the heat fade to glow? That's yours now. Solitude isn't curse, it's catalyst. Rewires doubt to drive, whispers to roars. You've got the tools. Void hour for bold fixes, Gedanken for gravity-defying insights, dawn draft for daily dawns. Tonight, step in. Let silence sculpt you. One last pulse. You're not alone in aloneness. Millions search this spark. Solitude success stories. Turn loneliness to legacy. You're here. That's victory's first breath. Hit like if this ignited you. Subscribe for weekly deep dives. Next, failure's hidden fuel. Comment your solitude win below. Share with one shadow walker. Rise unbreakable. The forge awaits.